On this episode, Metis housing.
Everywhere I go, I'm reminded that the world's not built for me.
Welcome to Road to Hope. I'm your host, Bianca Jade. On this episode, we look at housing. It's so difficult to imagine not feeling safe in your own home. But you're about to meet a man that after a tragedy, he ended up in hospital with no place to go. Now, with the help of Metis housing, he feels safe when he arrives at home.
There was this tree in front of the house. I used to sit in it all the time, climb right to the top, and sometimes have a cigarette, relax, and finally, after about 3 years, the branch finally broke. And then I fell about 25, 30 feet head first. So. To tell you the truth, even from this day forward, I could not remember the accident. I remember looking at the sun not long before it. That's the last thing I remember, is looking at the sun and then waking up in the hospital. I live by myself just off Jasper Ave. There's a new building there. It's weird, they had 15 semi-adapted suites, but there was only 3 people with disabilities living there at the time. A lot of crime, I would say. Like, a couple of people have been robbed by gunpoint. One guy was stabbed at the front door entrance coming into the building. My apartment window faced the back alley, and I see people doing drugs and prostitution. And then, like, the police moved in just underneath a recruiting station, and that kind of almost immediately stopped within the neighborhood. Like, it just kind of started turning around, and with like them putting buildings like this in here, and like, you know, it's starting to turn the community around quite a bit. Well, I was doing volunteer work for the CPA, and finally somebody asked me if I would be interested in moving in.
Our building here is named Renaissance Tower, and it's in the quarters, which is the Boyle Renaissance area of Edmonton, and they're revitalizing this whole downtown core. And we've been lucky enough to get this space and be in partnership with the city to build this beautiful building. We have 3 smart suites. Therefore, our people who are more physically challenged in their day-to-day operations, and it makes their life a little more easier with simple things as shutting off the lights, simple things of adjusting your thermostat, locking the door, basic living things that you and I would take for granted.
This is the first oven I've had since I got hurt. It's weird for me because everywhere I go, I'm reminded that the world's not built for me. I have a tendency to burn myself cooking, but this area does not get hot. The hospital wouldn't let me leave because they said I needed home care to help me with like just getting in and out of bed because of the problems with my wrist, and then like trying to get home care was like a really challenge, and trying to find people to work for you, and so there was another 3 or 4 months of waiting on that. And yeah, it was really tough. Like for me, somebody to use a regular bathtub would be so hard. Some people will literally have nowhere to go. You know, if I were having to go stay with my mom, she lives in Yellowknife. Like, if I were to have to move up there to stay with her, like that would add to my disability. It wouldn't improve it any one bit. Turn this one back on.
With the number of injuries alone in accidents, let alone disease caused, the numbers are rising there, and there's not enough attention brought to the need to house our physically challenged people. For Metis Urban and Metis Capital Housing Corporation, our mandate is to house all Aboriginal families, whether you're Metis status, Bill C-31, non-Aboriginal. So in this building, yes, the majority are of Aboriginal descent, but we do also have close to 20 tenants that are non-Aboriginal. This whole area was like a combat zone. You don't go here. You know, parents say, stay away from Skid Row, right? But over the years, yes, it's changed tremendously. But again, what I like about the quarters now, because this community is coming together, the Edmonton Police Service is so much more involved in this whole area now. Our building here is registered with the Crime-Free Multi-Housing Program, and it's also registered as agent status. So if we have any serious issues that we need to deal with, we have the support of EPS that'll be here immediately to help us.
Kind of like a good feeling also, especially like Aboriginal communities kind of stepping up and working towards that, right? So it's kind of like finally starting to see the bigger picture and like come together and take care of their own.
It means so much to us. I mean, our elders, they've earned where they are today. I mean, they have gone through a lot of stuff that probably you and I would never know or even comprehend. And I can only imagine that safety was such a big part of their life. And for them to come into a building like this, where they can freely roam the building, knowing that strangers are not coming in, lurking in the hallways or the stairwell, that they feel safe and just relax. You know how a baby or an animal, when they're relaxed, they have that deep breath and it's like, wow, you know? That's how it feels for us too, ensuring that our tenants are safe, that we're providing that safety for them. When I walk away at the end of the day, it's like, wow, I look back and these people are happy. You know, we were able to provide this beautiful place for them to call home, and it's great.
The Renaissance Building is just one of the many Metis housing projects in their Housing First initiative. To learn more about their organization or to be able to give back, please follow the information on your screen. Thanks so much for watching. I've been your host, Bianca Jade.